2. The Cliffside House of Waves. In the coastal region of Iceland, there is an old house by the cliff called the Cliffside House of Waves. This house is not an ordinary place, because villagers believe it is the dwelling place of spirits imprisoned in the sound of the sea waves. And if anyone tries to listen to the sound of the waves from the window of their house, he may be pulled into the ocean and never return. This story begins when
a group of explorers from Reykjavik decided to set out to investigate this cliffside house. They heard stories from the villagers that this house used to be the residence of fishermen in the Middle Ages, but in 1732, the family who lived it disappeared from the house after listening to the sound of the sea waves at night. Villagers said, "The sound of the waves coming from the house is not like the sound of natural waves. It seems to be whispering something incomprehensible, and if whoever tries to listen to that sound will be led into the deep sea without a chance to turn back." While the group of explorers approached the house, the surrounding environment slowly began to show strangeness, even without wind blowing. But the
house moved slightly, and the air around seemed to grow colder, almost palpable pressure. When they entered the house, they found the sound of waves clearer than before. The sound seemed to be speaking ancient language that no one has ever known. At night, eerie events began to become clear. While the group of explorers camped near the house, they found that the sound of waves continued even at night. And in the darkness, they saw something that looked like light floating above the surface of the sea. Some in the group reported that they saw the shadow of a person in ancient clothes staring at them. When they tried to shine a flashlight on the shadow, it disappeared into the air. An explorer found an old piece of paper left on a table in the house. On the paper was a message that said, "Don't listen if you're not ready." The villagers said, "House by the cliff. This place was once used for mysterious rituals in ancient times." Some say that the sound of the waves coming from the house is not the sound of nature, but the sound of those who once disappeared at sea. And if anyone tries to listen to the sound of the waves, he will be drawn into an endless time.
In 1805,
the story of a young woman named Siggy Jonsdottir became talked about in the village. One night, many villagers saw Siggy walked into the cliffside house with a lantern in hand. And as she was listening to the sound of the waves from the window, she paused for a moment before placing the lantern on the table. After that, she walked out of the house, and there was no one saw her appear again. The next morning, villagers found her lamp placed on a table in the house, and in the lamp was a hastily written message saying, "Don't look for the sound of the waves," even though no one knows for sure what happened to Siggy. But the villagers believe that she was pulled down into the deep sea by the sound of the waves in the house. Even though decades have passed, this cliffside house remains a place full of mystery. Many who tried to go an investigation, returning with fading memories, and some never return at all.